decades. The grim reality for Syria, where the conflict is its fourth year. International failed to broker a roadmap to peace in the Arab country. The number of those killed topped the 100,000 mark. Ago, activists in Syria say the total could be as high as more than 2 million Syrians have sought refuge in neighbouring countries, with more than inside Syria itself. Civilians have been the and children. We spoke with one Syrian whose family was targeted by Islamists for supporting the government.
A lot of losses. I lost 2 threat just because I spoke my mind. When the crisis started, the opposition threatened to kill my son. We're living in our own country, and then the opposition came and wanted to kill him. And they knew where he was. Then they came for him, but they only succeeded in killing 2 of his brothers. This is a picture of my son in a Turkish newspaper. $1 million for his death. This is in Turkey, where they're calling for freedom.
Well, Syria's economy and infrastructure have been devastated by 3 years of war, and 60% of Syrians are now in poverty, and less than half of the population. You see here some landmark sites that made up the country's rich cultural heritage now lie in ruins. Museums have been looted and archaeological sites smashed. A Damascus resident told us his young children are now forced to work to put food on the table.
The life of me and my children has changed 180 degrees of the Syrian crisis up to now. I can add that I left all I gained in my life in the destroyed region of Said Zainab, and now I can't get my own bread. I have to struggle for food on a day-to-day basis. I used to be a construction manager. Now my children are working. I have sons and daughters, and I have some money from my construction work. I left my region back in 2020. Money in my pocket and my car, which I still had to pay off. Between then and now, if it wasn't for my kids working and helping me somehow, I wouldn't be able to feed them. I was disabled when my house was hit by mortar and destroyed. My car was also damaged, so I can't help my children because I can walk only with walking sticks. Probably I look fine, but I'm disabled and cannot work.
Attracted radical Islamist militants from across the globe, at least 2,000 Europeans. France is the biggest source of volunteers, with Paris putting the figure at close to 700. And Germany have each seen around 300 people head for Syria, while the UK recently said that 250 Britons have returned home from the war. Terror of one European Islamist says governments are doing nothing to stem the flow of volunteers to Syria.
They are selectively recruited by radical Islamist organizations. We know all the reasons why children like my son and other youngsters move up to Syria. We know the reasons very well. Even the European government know these reasons. Some people, they move up because they get paid to move up because they're looking for identity, looking for adventure. They're freedom fighters, all these kind of things. They move up because in the name of religion. They know all the reasons why youngsters move up, and nobody is doing something against it. The European government is just watching.
Has accused America's top diplomat of encouraging that have taken